Game is weak, old man. If you can figure out what movie that comes from, you know your science fiction and fantasy. Now available in paperback. Those who refuse the gift of eternal life are condemned to wander in the darkness of eternal night. Get your copy of Eternal Night at online booksellers today. I have to ask a critical question about your supposed high value man. Why is it your supposed high value man is always on the lookout for low value women? Now, a lot of these high value men love to talk about how they're making six figures for 5 years or more, how they have all of these connections to all of these big organizations like fraternities and sororities, and how they are working at these big time corporations, and how they have all of these expensive suits, expensive shoes, and expensive cars. But you will see these same so-called high value men headed right down to the hood to deal with the same types of women, or in the direct messages of the same types of women on Instagram. Now, that's another critical question people need to ask about your so-called high value man. If this man knows his supposed value, then why is he out here looking for WAP in these low value places? And why is your high value man in the direct messages of pseudo models on Instagram, or on places like OnlyFans, or talking about going out here and hiring escorts? Now, when I take a critical examination of your high value man, I see an individual with extremely low self-esteem. Because only a guy with low self-esteem is going to be out here pursuing low value women, and going out to pursue these low value women in low value places, because he lacks the self-esteem and self-confidence to go out here and enter the social circles where he will be seen and regarded as high value. Because if he really saw value in himself, he would go to the social circles with those elite women, and he would be looking to pursue a relationship with an elite woman who he would want to make his wife. But many of the males who pursue the whole high value concept and support the high value concept, you'll see many of these same males on that low level out here with these what they call low seed, no good black women, and trying to get the attention of these low seed, low value black women, and talking about how they have to participate in simp approaches like leading with your wallet, and going out here and using their expensive clothes, their expensive shoes, and their pedigree to get the attention of these low value women. Now, again, when I look at these guys, I see guys with extremely low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and low self-worth. And what they're looking to get is an easy yes. And the reason why they want an easy yes from women is because these men just don't have any self-confidence in themselves, and they would rather get an easy yes than enter an arena where they have to compete for the attention of elite women, or they have to go out here and show their value to those women by showing that they have intangibles of manhood like self-esteem, like self-worth, and like self-confidence, and show that they can radiate the masculine energy that will make it where they are sexually attractive to women. So these guys lack that self-esteem, lack that self-confidence, lack that self-worth, and they don't radiate any masculine energy. So that's why they are going to go where it's easy instead of trying to further step up to a level of confidence. And they don't want to step up to that level of confidence because they're afraid of rejection. That's what I see when I hear these high value men talking about how all about their externals, but when you look at their internal character, you see how weak these guys are, because they only want to go out here and get the easiest sex from the easiest women instead of looking to go out here and build a relationship with a woman based on values and based on character. These guys don't want to build any sort of relationship with a woman that will turn into that woman becoming their wife. These men are not interested in building any sort of family. What they want to do is go out here looking for the easiest women to go out here and get into their beds. They want to use the flash of their high value gimmick to get her attention. And then they want to go out here, and as these women are caught up in their flash of their expensive designer suits, expensive designer shoes, and the chance at getting some of that bag from this guy, what happens is they want to be able to subconsciously get even with the girl from high school who rejected them, or the girl from college who dumped them, the girl who left them with a broken heart. They want to break her heart subconsciously, and they want to be able to say, hey, you could have had this had you not rejected me. But what happens is, this is not the girl that rejected them. They are hurting some other poor girl out here, or some other woman, because these guys have not worked out their feelings over whatever past rejections they have. And in spite of all of the money that these guys supposedly want to say that they have, they clearly have not worked out the issues as related to their own value and their own worth, because any man with money understands, who has self-esteem and self-worth, understands it's not the money that gives him value. No, it is the values he has learned growing up in a family, and the values he has learned about the Most High Living God that make him valuable, because the Most High Living God sees the value of a man because he loves him, and he loves him because he created him. So he understands that the man's highest value is the fact that he was one of his creations, and in fact he is his steward on this earth. That's what gives a man high value in God's eyes, and that's the value that most men need to learn about themselves. They need to learn that your value comes from within, and it comes from God. It does not come from the stuff that you have. So these guys with the high value, these are the guys with extremely low self-esteem, extremely low self-worth, and they want to put on a flashy outside to overcompensate for their really, really weak inside, and they are insecure about their inside, and they hope to use these attachments to get the attention of women. Unfortunately, the only women they get the attention of are these female predators, and these female predators see these guys for the simps that they are, and they take advantage of these simps. So when people come to me talking about your Scrooge McDuck type high value men, I see guys who have no real value because they are extremely shallow, and they're not really somebody any woman can build a relationship with. They're not the type of guys any woman would want to go out here and get close to. because this is a guy who is looking to use a woman as an attachment to get attention for himself, and he wants to use her to get the attention of other men and elevate himself into other social circles. This is something I talked about in my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance. Your high value man, as I see it, is nothing more than a flashy simp, and he's one of those simps who is easily turned into a trick because he is showing off all the money that he has, and that attracts the female predators who will see this guy and then want to try to turn him into a trick and have him paying for the possibility of sex and then possibly never getting any, leaving him with the so-called high value in only his own imagination, but going home with the ashy penis and the extra dry balls, and then going out here and being a laughing stock to women. Because when you go out here and you put shark bait in front of sharks, all you're going to do is attract sharks. So in order for a man to go out here, he has to, and wants to have a relationship with a woman, he has to understand his value, understand his worth, and understand that his value and his worth are not just dictated by what's in his wallet, it's dictated by his character. And when a man starts to show his value and his character, then he will start to find quality women, because the energy he radiates will attract quality women to him, and the energy he radiates will attract positive energy that attracts positive people to him. So your high value man, for all of his flash, never attracts anybody of substance. Yes, these women, some of them may have college degrees and jobs, but these are not women who really would have wanted a relationship with this guy outside of the flashy stuff that he has, and they would just want to use this guy for whatever they can get out of him. And that's why I say your high value man is on the road to becoming an old simp, because many of these older so-called high value men, they were the guys who were desperate to use women in the past, and now they are in a future where they're headed towards going from the guy who was trying to be the player to the one who winds up getting played. Now, if you want to learn how to break out of this simp paradigm, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find it on Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. And if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the link in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, The Temptation of John Haynes. Give in to temptation and pick up this action-packed African-American paranormal romance. Get The Temptation of John Haynes in paperback and e-readers today.